We have the southern Leyte, we have the Balangay Masua. Masua Balangay refers to the Balangay or Barangay. It is a both associated with the historical site of Mazawa, also spelled Masawa. A location in the Philippines linked to the arrival of the first Christian mass. So first Christian na mga people is ni arrive aning Abangka, which is called the Balangay Masua. Next is the Maasin Cathedral, which is home to one of the oldest parishes sa country. The cathedral also houses a 200-year-old Catholic statue of the Nuestra Señora de la Asunción de Maasin, or known as the Patrona. So kanina time is gibuhat nga church kaya dito ang isa ka Catholic statue nga ginatawag Nuestra Señora de la Asunción de Maasin, or mao ni siya patrona de mao ni Peter Saint sa Maasin during that time. Next is the Sogod Bay dive site. Sogod Bay is an underwater paradise bringing with beautiful marine life waiting to be explored in uncrowded dive site. So wala pa kayo siya na-explore yung kayo, pero willing na kayo sila nga kanang open na into new na mga discoveries ay specific na dive site. Next is we have the Limasawa Island. I think everyone already known about this. Limasawa is a small historically and religious significant island municipality in southern Leyte, Philippines, famous as the site of the first Christian mass celebrated in the country on March 31, 1521 by Ferdinand Magellan and his crew. So ni-arrive na sila Magellan sa Limasawa kaya ito nila start ang mag-bless mga people from sa mass. Moving on to San Pedro and San Pablo beaches. San Pedro and San Pablo are two adjacent small white sand beaches. From the word adjacent, so nadirect isa ka-island or sila nagka-diagonal. So nag-go rin sila duwanin. Dili sila mag-travel from sa parang short na kayo distance, di ka na lang gamay na pambot, di ka sa San Pablo pa doon sa San Pedro. Next, we have the Ilihan Point. Located in Ilihan Point in southern Leyte, the Napantaw Fish Sanctuary was once a traditional fishing ground because the main reef which locals called Pateria teems with commercially important creek fishes and pelagics. So dagan kay shark na mga isda, dagan siya mga corals, ang ginatawag siya as Pateria. And that's a wrap for part 1. So since manaman ta sa part 1, now let's go on to part 2. And part 2 is the regions and festivals. So for the region, next we have the Region 8 festivals. A powerful journey through the country's most cherished cultural celebration. First in Vilaran, which is also known as the Paradise and Discovered, we have the Gapnat Festival celebrated in Almeria during its character anniversary on every 1st of September. Next, we have the Ibit Festival, which celebrates Putiki. These are lizards. This is called Ibit because it is lizards. Next, we have the Bagazumbol Festival, which is celebrated in Naval in every first Saturday of October. This is the festival that depicts the birth of Christianity in the town. Next, we have the Eastern Samar, the gateway to Philippine discovery. We have the Lechon Festival. Eastern Samar holds Lechon festivals, particularly the Borongan City Native Pig Lechon Festival, which celebrates the festival of pigs, where they are dressing lechon pigs with different costumes. And we also have the Padulong Festival, Borongan City's main religious and cultural celebration in Eastern Samar, held annually on September 8 to honor the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. So this is in order to celebrate the Blessed Virgin Mary's Nativity. The Borongan City holds a Padulong Festival. Next, we have the Leyte, the land of history. So in the Leyte, the land of history, we have Lubi-Lubi Festival, which celebrates coconut trees for the Lubis. We have the Alicaro Festival, which celebrates the Grand Mardinas. And we have the Sangutan Festival on May 18, which celebrates the traditional tuba making. And next, we have the Pintados Kasadyaan Festival, which celebrates the tattooed warriors, or also known as the Pintados, that will celebrate on June 29. Next, we have the Northern Samar, a journey back in time. So in Northern Samar, we have the Bangkatoy Festival, August 20, a religious festival held each August 20 at the Bezares, Northern Samar, which celebrates the different types of boats in Northern Samar. Next, we have the Samar, the splendor between mountain and sea. In Samar, we have the Alimango Festival, July 25, which celebrates mud crabs or alimangos. Next, we have on August 24, the Mananagat Festival, which celebrates the city's patron saint, Senor San Bartolome. And we have the Mayaw Mayaw Festival, celebrated on May 10. The cultural dance of the Mayaw Mayaw, which means where this is a type of festival that showcases the Mayaw Mayaw dance ritual. So next is the Southern Leyte. The century is called Charmer. So In Southern Leyte, we have the Honai Festival. The Honai Festival celebrates this community, spirit, roots, songs, and dances that also showcases the history, culture, traditions, and livelihoods of the people, which is celebrated on August 10. On July 1, this is an event held in Southern Leyte, Philippines as part of the province's founding anniversary celebration, which is called as the Pagkamukna Festival. We also have the Mahulman Festival. This is a type of agri-aqua fair show. This is a type of like art exhibit that shows different types of food, agriculture, aquaculture, and garden show of the different provinces of Leyte. So next we have in April 3 to 5, this is the Paromata Festival, depicting the role of the farmers and their way of life. Next is the Manhaon Festival in September 2, which celebrates which came from the local word manghaon, meaning to remove food from the fire and serve it to symbolize the area's abundance. So, Waray and Cebuano are the major cultural groups in the region. The islands of Samar and Leyte are home to the Warays. When rice-intensive cultivation, production of copra, and domestic fishing economy sustain the basic population, the Warays are highly resilient as they have attuned their lives to the fact that their homes lie in the paths of Pacific typhoons. Major industry revenue resources are manufacturing and wholesale and retail trade services. Mining, farming, fishing, and tourism contribute greatly to the economy. Cebu is the major hub for trade and investment, and the region receives the spillover from Cebu's industrial and ecotourism activities. In the long term, Leyte is planned to be the region's industrial hub. Filipino and English are widely spoken, dialects dominant in the region, and Waray, Cebuano, Boholano, Leyte, Samarnon, and Abacnon. So thank you. That's all for part 2. Now we're moving on to part 3. So after this, since we're done with part 2, now let's go to part 3, or also known as the hotels and food. So now we have hotels and chuchu. So this is hotels and everything. So budget less than 1,500, or it is goods kayo. In Biliran, we have the GB Hotel Naval, Eastern Samar, we have these ones. Leyte, we have a lot. And for the mid-range, 1,500 to 3,000 per night, madala pag-amplas. We have Biliran, Marvin Seaside, Agna Beach Resort, Balay Constancia, Eastern Samar. We have Hotel Doña Vincenta, Boro Bay Hotel, Palms Apartment, and we have a lot in Leyte. And in high-end, at least 3,000 per night, may pag-boarding house na lang. In Biliran, we have the Biliran Paradise Sea Houses, we don't have in Eastern Samar, and we have a lot in Leyte. Next, in Northern Samar, in budget, in lesser budget, where it is goods kayo, we have a lot. It also mostly contains different boarding houses and pension houses. Mid-range is resorts. Yes, as you can see, this is mostly resorts. And in high-end, we only have Padre Burgos as a resort because we don't have in Northern Samar and in Samar. So now we're moving on to the food and delicacies at Eastern Visayas. In Biliran, we have the Ragtingao. This is a type of fish. Locon, this is a type of shrimp. We have the Tinampiran Suman, a type of suman that is wrapped differently. We have the special Binagol. This is a sugar type dessert that is cooked inside a coconut shell. We have a papaya pickles, also known as achara. Smoked fish, also known as tinapa. We have the sasima, a type of ampaw. It is a rice crispy type of food. We have the tambis, a type of sugary dessert that is purely condensada and sugar. We have the moron, a type of suman with chocolate and sticky rice. We have the suman latik in Leyte. We have the roscas, a type of biscuit. We have bukayo, a type of coconut type of sugar dessert. And in Northern Samar, we have the salukara, a type of pancake, torta, a type of bread. We have the sagmani, a type of suman with a bukayo in the middle. Next, in Samar, we have the baduya, a pasayan. It is a type of shrimp that was cooked with bread. We have the Caryoso, a type of, it is also known as Maranay. It is a type of fried dish. We have the Tamalos. It is a type of dish. It is a savory dish. This is a type of pork or meat that was cooked inside a peanut-based oil. So next, we have the pili delicacies. Since pili is a very well-known nut in this province. We have the pinato, a type of peanut type of candy. We have the pastillas, it is condensed in sugar. We have the tres marias, a type of suman with 3 different flavors. We have the banagan, a type of lobster. We have the crispy ampao, a type of Rice Krispies. Bocadillo, a type of sugary sweet. We have, for the pasalubong, we have morol, tinagol, caryoso, pili-based delicacies. We have the Nito handcrafted souvenirs from Malitipi and Biliran. We have the Higatangan, McKeever's products in Naval, Biliran. We have handicrafts such as keychains, baskets, bags, wallets, etc. and souvenir shirts. And that's all. Thank you.